Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome to Cooped Up Here. I just wanted to start a little place to document some of my knitting journey and how I'm doing it. I started knitting earlier this year as a way to get me off my phone, but instead I started getting addicted to Ravelry and knitting podcasts, and I started watching knitting YouTube videos, and watching people chat about their projects, and I wanted to chat about mine. I have people to talk to about my knitting, so I feel like that makes this slightly unique because I feel like a lot of people start some of these videos, these channels, to talk about knitting because they have no one else to talk to their knitting about. But I'm really lucky to have a knitting group in town that I go to as regularly as I can on Sundays. So I think more than anything, I want to document for myself what I'm doing and how I'm growing. I had therapy today, and something that I said in therapy really made me think. I just kind of said it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's actually true. I am a pretty anxious person. My nurse practitioner likes to say moderate to severe general anxiety disorder, depending on the day. So I need something that is a problem that's not a serious problem. When I run into a roadblock in my knitting, it's not like it's the end of the world, and it's really nice to have problems that aren't the end of the world that I can just set down, or I can rip out, or I can change, or I can learn how to make it better. And that's what knitting provides, and I really think it's leading to huge improvements in other areas of my life. And I think it's just making me a more well-rounded person. So I want to start off with what I'm wearing. It's from Talbot's. I haven't knit any full-size shirt garments yet, but I like the look of knitwear. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to start knitting, because I want to make knitwear. So if anybody knows of a pattern that's similar to this, that would be great, because I've been looking. But also there's so much online that I just don't think I could find it all. So that's what I'm wearing. It's from Talbot's Outlet, so it's nice. I love it. I love the color of it. I'm a winter. If you ever had your colors done, I'm a sprinter winter, so these icy shades are what I really love. And I do sometimes feel like that's harder to find in dyed yarns, like hand-dyed yarns or indie dyed yarns. I think I might have better luck in finding that in more commercially dyed yarns, but we'll see. If anybody also has any suggestions for any cool icy, especially icy pinks and icy purples and icy blues, let me know. But then I'll show you my most recent finished object, and this one has an interesting story. It is the Bankhead hat. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Oh my gosh, I can't say that word. And this is actually the second time I've knit this exact hat. I knit it in a size large at first, for my mom. My mom agreed that to be my test knitter, basically, or my test project for my hats that I'm making for all my family members for Christmas, because I knew that since it was a new pattern, I needed to try it out. And so I made it a size large on size 7 needles, which the large in general just was not a good size recommendation for my mom. I don't know why I chose a large. Oh, I know why I chose a large. I wasn't thinking about how things stretch and grow when you block them, and totally just didn't consider that at all. So I knit a large, and it was huge on her. So I ripped it all back. I frogged it completely and rewound the yarn, and then got also a size 6 needle, and knit a size medium, and it's perfect. Like, I really think that it works well. It's such a stretchy pattern. I love the broken rib of the body and the twisted rib of the ribbing part of it was so fun to knit. It's just such an addictive and fast knit. I was having some joint issues, and so I didn't get working on this hat as fast as I did the first time. I think I made the first hat in a week, with like just working on it maybe like an hour-ish each day. This one took a couple of weeks, but probably took about the same amount of time, but over a couple of weeks. So really, really love it, which is good because I have to make four more for my family, maybe more. I actually want to make myself one too, with some excess yarn I have from a scarf I made, so I can have a matching hat and scarf. So really excited, really love the bankhead hat. So let's move on to some whips. Whip number 1 is, it's a little tangled. Was not pretty. Did not make this pretty for anybody. Is a vanilla sock on magic loop. Ooh la la. This is Arcade Afternoon by Nitpicks Felici, and it was supposed to be a sock for my husband. It is no longer going to be a sock for my husband. This is a learning sock. So I have technically made like 1.5 socks. So I started making the free DK pattern by Crazy Sock Lady, with fingering held double, and I learned a lot during that. I learned heel construction, and also how much yarn gets used when you hold yarn doubled, and actually how to like understand meterage and things that you need. Basically could only make half a sock with what I had. So, and also realize the sizing that things are calling for. Realizing sizing on this again. This was supposed to be for my husband, Sam. It's like perfect in its colors. He loves fun socks. I totally measured his foot wrong. For some reason, I thought he was going to be a size medium. And if I had literally just done a quick Google on what a size 10.5 shoe for men's, like what size sock you should knit, I would have known that I should have knitted a large, especially since I am a tight knitter. I am such a tight knitter. So these are going to be probably for me or my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, this is more of her coloration, but I also kind of want my own first sock. But it's really fun to knit. I love knitting socks. And I love knitting a magic loop. So I have only ever knit socks on DPNs previously. I'm also doing a diamond heel sock that I'm going to frog as soon as I get my new Chigu circulars that are coming in, because they currently are on double point needles and I am hating it. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. Well, okay, it's fun, but with my joint issues right now in my hands, it's just kind of tedious and a pain. I would have showed them to you because I'm really liking the heel construction on that as well. Although in one of my other projects, I'll show you that I learned that I was doing the heel wrong, but I mean, I was doing it somewhat right, but not completely right. So, but I'm going to just totally rip that out, start over, and those are for sure going to be my socks because I really like the color of them. It's like a white yarn with like a neon green, black, and gray speckles, like little tiny speckles. Really cute. Super wearable. This is a little bit bolder than what I normally would wear, but these might be good hot socks. But I really like the fabric. Because I knit tight, I think that these will like be pretty sturdy. But I might try out some different size needles for my next one. We'll see. I have a size these are in size 1s. I have a set of size 1.5 and a set of size 2 32-inch circulars coming. Because I'll show you this. I just started last night. Itty bitty. Let's look at this little itty bitty project in this beautiful soft yarn. This is, do I have the name of it? The badge neckerchief. It was a few bucks on Ravelry. I'm knitting a smaller size. I'm knitting these on size 1.5, so 40-inch 1.5, which I got because I was like, oh, I could knit I could use these for knitting magic loop in the future. That's at least what the yarn store told me. I bought this at Clay Pearl in Nashville, Indiana. It's like a baby soft merino. It's so soft. It's so cute. It's like just a little 25-gram ball, which is all this calls for. I hate these needles. These are Knitter's Pride needles, and with just this, with this fingering weight yarn, it is a pain in the butt to try to get under some of these stitches when I'm making increases and decreases. So I'm gonna see if I try to loosen up my gauge, if this becomes easier, more friendly for me, or if I need to just frog this. I mean, obviously I'm only a few rows in, so I use Ravelry to like track my projects and stuff like that, just what's in progress or not. But I have this little notebook I got in Scotland that when I need to do charts and stuff, so like I make little hand knit bunnies, so I keep track on there. My Sophie scarf I kept track in here. So there's this neckerchief one that has the repeats that I need to do, and I'm writing it in here because that's just easier for me to check off. I have the twice sheared sheep row counter, but when it's this many repeats and there's like different steps for each one, I need to write it down. When I'm doing these socks, I just use my twice sheared sheep row counter, and I just know I did it 6 times to get to 60 for the length. And I know that I just did, and I counted for this, that I did this, the cuff 12 times. And I counted for this, like, so I just counted, because those are like easier and it's less complex kind of things that I'm keeping track of, versus like, this is paid pattern, so I won't show, but there's like 4 different kinds of repeats I'm doing in these rounds. So I just needed to write it out a little bit more. And then I have one more, and all this right now is getting stored in this Made by Rachel, not me Rachel, somebody else Rachel, Made by Rachel project bag that comes with a little matching notions bag. So cute. And I got this on Yarn Swap, r/Yarn Swap, online. It was great, on Reddit. And so I have one more project in this little bag. Ta-da-da-da. And it is a baby blanket. So I'm a 27-year-old lady, and so that means everybody's having children. So, oh, this is in the middle of a row, so that's not super helpful, but you can kind of see I'm doing a corner to corner baby blanket in Knit Picks Comfy Worsted, which is like a Pima cotton nylon blend. It's so next to skin soft, amazing. It's going to be perfect for babies. So many people are having babies, and this is like a nice gender neutral color, for people who aren't finding out the gender, or who are, I can just give it to a boy or girl or whatever they are. Like, it's a baby, doesn't matter, they can get a green blanket. So what I'm doing is I did garter stitch on the bottom, and then actually flip it in round. You can see that I stopped in the middle while I was on a car ride, and stockinette. So I did garter for 80, stockinette for 80, I'll do garter for another 80, and ended on stockinette for 80. but it's just basically kind of like that grandma's favorite dishcloth, which is an amazing dishcloth pattern. And I'll probably do the slip slip knit decreases once I get to that point, but I'm still on the increases right now. And that's all my projects. And then what I'm stocking right now is I'm stocking a couple of sweaters. I think I'm going to make a strange Bruce sweater. I just don't know when I'm going to make it. That probably is too complicated to make my first sweater, but I'm really interested in color work. So if people have a good color work hat, that would be good to know. But also I like looking up stuff, or I might just make up my own and just like mess around with some extra bulky yarn I have for my Manhattan hats that I made myself and my husband. But yeah, that's my projects right now, and I'm really excited to be learning, and I'm really excited to document this because I'm really bad at writing stuff down. I'm really bad at writing project notes, and I'm really bad at remembering the things that are important to me, and I'm excited to have this, and I hope you all are excited. I hope you all want to keep on hearing about this, or like maybe not, and that's okay. Like, and if you don't, that's fine. You don't have to watch. It can just be for me. This is really just for me. But YouTube holds a very special place in my heart. I was like the British invasion YouTube kid in high school. Oh boy. 2012, 2013 YouTube. Like, thank goodness. Like, honestly, thank goodness I was part of that era. As I spill coffee on myself. Versus like current day where there's like just a bunch of family YouTubers. I don't think I would like that, but I was obsessed. So YouTube's just been a huge part of my life, and people documenting their life is something that's very normal to me. But I have a private Instagram because I don't want people to see pictures of my niece, from me at least, and I work in healthcare, and so I don't want people to, like, my patients to find me. But there's something about YouTube that just feels a little bit not safer. Like, obviously I'm not gonna share where I'm at or whatever. Like, I know people can find it. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know how easily accessible stuff on the internet is. But I'm much more comfortable speaking than I am writing or like posting on like Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. So I'm excited to have this. And my husband's not home, and so I can film this as it gets very, very dark. So hopefully you can still see my face, and we'll just call this an experiment. But welcome to the coop. I am not a country girl, but you know, when you have a last name that has coop in it, like, sometimes you just gotta lean into it, right? It's so cute. Cooped up here. Cooped up here. Oh, so cute. So, and when I thought of that, I was like, this is like perfect, even though I like never want to own chickens. I'm cooped up. Whatever. It's fine. But again, I'm Rachel. Please leave any comments about stuff that you want to see, suggestions. Please be nice. Like, I'm a 27-year-old lady doing this for fun. Like, God knows that I don't need to do this, and this is not my job. The old men I take care of don't care about what I do. So please be nice, but chat with me about anything you want, and I'll see you next time. Bye.